Paddy, thank you so much for joining me today. I know you're at the airport about to catch your flight to Vegas. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. I just can't wait to get on this plane and get to Vegas and make a statement.
Yeah, definitely. And, I feel like this has been a long time coming for you, making your UFC debut. Um, I remember, UFC coming to Liverpool back in 2018, and, a lot of people were talking about you. Do you remember when the UFC went to Liverpool, and do you remember how you felt about it?
Yeah, of course, do. The UFC came to Liverpool, and I was in Mexico and Aldi at the time, so I didn't even go.
Did you feel, how did you feel about, the promotion going, and what were your views on, possibly competing in the UFC at that time?
I could have got offered to fight on that show, but I decided against it. You know what I mean? I was fighting a few months later in September for the world title, and I was getting more money off Cage Warriors, so it was a no-brainer.
So how does it feel then, gearing up now to make your UFC debut?
Can't wait now. It's been a long time coming, as you say, so I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Conor McGregor, obviously, you both former Cage Warriors champions. He wished you, a good debut. What was it like having him say something about, you're making your debut this weekend?
Yeah, it was nice. Obviously, you know what I mean. One of the biggest name the sport's ever had. Wishing me good luck. It's always nice to have compliments like that off people who are in such a high ranking in the sport.
Yeah, and like I said, you obviously came from similar backgrounds in terms of the Cage Warriors. That route there. What seeing where he came from and what he achieved in the sport. Does that inspire you or motivate you going into Saturday?
Um, no, it gives you something that you know you can do. You know what I mean? Because someone else who's come from the same organisation done the same thing. But I have my own motivation, my own inspiration, and I know what I'm coming to do. You know what I mean? I'm coming to be the new face of this sport, just like Conor did, and I'm coming to do the same thing.
Yeah, and competing at lightweight, obviously, there's a lot of big names in that division. What do you think about the talent there at lightweight?
The most stacked division in the UFC and in the whole of MMA, so it's perfect to put me in there. You know what I mean? The most stacked division. The new face of MMA is going to come in there and it's going to rip it apart.
Yeah, and are there any names, dream matchups that you have? Looking ahead.
No, I don't need to say anyone's name. People are going to be calling me out.
Yeah, and what's your long-term goal? I mean, obviously, you are, making your UFC debut this weekend, but what is the long-term goal for you?
Become a UFC champion and bring the UFC to Anfield. I've done the Echo Arena. I sold the Echo Arena out with just the Cage Warriors name attached to it, without UFC attached to it, just off my own back. So Anfield's what we're doing next.
Yeah, and of course, this event was supposed to take place in London. Were you disappointed that you couldn't make your debut in the UK?
Yeah, of course. I wanted my debut in the UK. Would have been nice to have a proper crowd there. People going bananas when my walkout comes on, because people love my walkout. I love my walkout, but yeah, it's just one of them things. I've always said I'm not going to Vegas until I fight there, and it's happened.
Yeah, and of course, you're facing Luigi Vendramini, who he's 1-2 in the UFC. What did you think when they put forward his name to you?
Said yeah. I was saying to someone else yesterday. I had 3 different opponents before Luigi. I got sent 4 different names. He was the 4th name. I said yeah to every single name. I won't shy away from anyone. Doesn't matter what name's on the contract. I'm going to sign it. That's simple.
Yeah, and how do you think he compares to the other level of competition that you've faced in the past?
I think I've fought better people than him, to be honest. It's that simple.
Yeah, and most of his wins have come by finishes. So, and of course we know
They
you're
don't, they don't, they don't count when you're fighting bums in Brazil, though.
your last 2 wins, of course, were very quick finishes as well. how do you anticipate this fight going?
I'm going to finish him in the first round. Simple as. Not, no two ways about it. I'll be very disappointed if he makes it to the second. I can't see it. I can see me hitting him with a punch or a kick, either knocking him clean out, or when he tries to engage in grappling after me hitting him, he's going to get submitted.
And, when you think about making the walk, you mentioned there about your walkouts. Are you excited to be doing that walkout in the UFC on Saturday?
Yeah, of course. People back home in Liverpool, in England, even people all around the world, because I've got fans from everywhere who message me all the time. They'll be in their living rooms bouncing up and down, so I can't wait for that.
Yeah, definitely. And, a lot of people have been obviously anticipating your UFC debut. A lot of people have been talking about you and wanting to see you in the UFC. Do you ever feel any pressure going into Saturday, with the eyes on you and to, put on a spectacular performance?
Nah, not at all. No pressure's ever going to get as bad as fighting in the Echo Arena in front of 10,000 of your own fans. So, fighting in front of 200 people is nothing. And I've got to say, and there's no point in being nervous when you know you're going to win.
And of course, you've got a lot of fellow Brits on the card with you as well, and fellow Scousers, obviously Molly McCann and Darren Till. What's it like to be able to share this event with them too?
It's nice, you know what I mean? It's nice to have a Scouser headline and then Molly on it as well. Whenever me and Molly have fought on the same card, we've always both got lovely finishes. We've never lost them, we've fought on the same card, so the omens are good. It's looking pretty well.
Yeah, and what's your relationship like with, I know Molly, you have a great relationship with her. What's your relationship like with Darren Till?
When we see each other, we speak and that, like say hello, how are you, alright, but like we support each other and stuff like that, but we're not teammates, are we? We don't go out of our way to encourage the other one, because we're from different gyms. I'm with Molly every single day. She's in the gym every day. We train together every day. She's like my big sister.
Yeah. And of course, you're about to leave for Vegas, but did you manage to catch the Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley boxing fight?
No, I don't waste my time watching shit like that.
What's your opinion on it?
The only thing I've seen is where Woodley catches him with a punch and nearly knocks him out. I've heard of a few people that Woodley got robbed, but it's one of them, innit? You need to finish people like that or you'll get robbed.
Yeah, well, what do you think about Jake Paul, YouTuber turned fighter?
He's a sausage. I'd fight him tomorrow and I'd beat him up.
Yeah. Do you think, because obviously Tyron Woodley now wants to get the tattoo so he can get the rematch against Jake Paul, do you think he should get the tattoo and get that rematch?
I fucking would, to save the embarrassment. And then you can get the tattoo done over.
If you were to pick someone on the UFC roster to face Jake Paul, who do you think would be the best matchup?
Anyone who can box. Literally, anyone who can box. Like Tyron Woodley can box, but from what I heard, he didn't throw enough punches in the fight. He didn't throw enough volume. So that's what lost him the fight, you know what I mean? Get him someone like Nate Diaz or something, he'll just jab his head off.
Yeah, definitely. Would that ever interest you, like a crossover promotion fight?
Yeah, I'd fight him tomorrow, as I say, especially for the money. But I'd punch his face in. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing, the fact that Woodley lost.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for giving me your time, Paddy. We really look forward to seeing your UFC debut on Saturday, and safe travels.
Thank you very much.